when I think of, burning down wood and making my own coals and then shoveling it, I think of those old like brick pits you would build with, cinder blocks and rebar, and then you're having to take shovel loads and put under the hogs, like under the shoulders and under the hams. And you keep them going that way. So, yeah, that's a lot of fun. It is a lot of work. You don't want to do all of it. Yeah. You need shifts. The times I've been a part of it, it's like everybody was responsible for like an hour. So you had to man the burn barrel for an hour, and you had to shovel the coals to keep the hog going. And you always wanted the early shifts. You didn't want that late night shift.
Oh, that's when it gets wobbly.
Yeah, that's when you got to have somebody you depend on those. I've been involved in some of those where everybody's asleep.
Yeah.
Like, the drinks was flowing and fire goes out on the pig at the wrong time. That's the critical time. That, you don't know this, but that night man's job is the most important because he's the one getting everything there. If you're having people over to eat the next day, you got to have somebody solid to bring it on in because it's easy to get there and put it on the pit and have all the fun about that. But when it gets, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, you're still having to shovel coals.
Hey, that's the same thing with competition barbecue.
Oh, yeah, that night man's critical.
Welcome to Malcom Reed's How to Barbecue Right, a podcast where we talk about barbecue, share recipes, and discuss all things delicious. And now, here's your host, Malcolm and Rochelle Reed.
Hey, welcome back to the How to Barbecue Right podcast. I'm your host, Malcolm Reed, joined by my lovely, talented wife, Miss Southern Shell, right across from me. Tyler is over here on the boards with us, and we're back for another edition of the podcast. Y'all feeling it?
I'm feeling it, man.
I'm feeling cold. I don't know why.
I'm getting closer to it is kind of cool in here. I guess the AC is ginning.
It's always cold in this office.
But, yeah, getting closer to vacation time.
We're almost there.
Almost there. That summer break. I love it.
What do you got planned?
I'm going to Arkansas for a couple of weeks.
And just float away?
Fishing, a lot of gold tops in my future, stuff on the grill. It's going to be fantastic. Good music.
You don't have a lot of grills access. You're going to have I'm
going to have everything I need.
Yeah. You're going to have a American flag Weber kettle.
Yeah. But I'm going to have a Primo. I'm going to have a pellet grill. I'm going to have a flat top. I'm going to have a deep fryer. And I'm going to have a pizza oven. Bam.
It sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, what do you think I don't have access to? What do you think? A man of my means ain't going to bring enough stuff to cook with? What do you think? I'm going camping? No, baby. This ain't camp. This is a lodge.
So this week, you cooked an open fire tri-tip. What'd you call it? Santa Maria? Open fire?
I don't really know what style you call it. I mean, I call them Santa Maria grills because that's the way I was introduced to them back. The first one I ever got was an attachment for a Weber kettle. And I did some videos on it a long time ago.
That was cool.
Yeah, it was a really cool attachment. I can't remember the guy's name that made it. That's been years ago. But it was basically like that Santa Maria style. And I think the Santa Maria style comes from Argentina style cooking. What do they call those? Asados? It's like, I saw this thing. It's like asado, or either, I don't know if I saw it or somebody explained it to me. But asados, basically, it could be three things. It could be a barbecue, which is like, I'm having an asado. This is the way they think about it. So I'm going to invite you over to an asado. An asado can mean the meat, like carne means meat. Asado could be the meat you're serving, and it's also the grill you're using. So it can mean a whole bunch of different things depending on how you use it.
I feel like the word barbecue could be used.
It's the same way. If you think about it, it's the exact same thing.
I'm having barbecue. I'm cooking barbecue. I got a barbecue on my back.
Yeah, you want to come out to my barbecue? Yeah, I got a barbecue out there. I've heard it used all different kinds of ways. So is there a wrong way? No. But that was how I was introduced to this style of cooking. And basically, it's live fire, open fire cooking. Because typically you have a grate. It can be raised or lowered. Your fire goes right underneath it. Oftentimes it's in some sort of open box, I would say, because it has like a panel on the back and a panel on the sides.
Is that just to block wind?
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, it's got to be just to keep the wind flow, keep the heat contained a little bit so it's coming up instead of out. But it's not. It is open fire cooking. I think a big thing on maybe some of the Santa Maria style grills, you don't really burn the coals over to the side and drag them over. Most of the time I've seen them to where you just build a fire underneath it and you're controlling it by up and down motion of your cooking grate. Well, with this style, like this Argentine style, the kind of the crank it up grill that I have, it's got a little basket area over on the side of the grill. And that's where you actually build a live fire, and then the coals are designed. It's designed as it makes hot coal. They fall down, and you use a tool and you rake them over to where you want them under your grilling area. That way you can control the heat that way, moving the coals as well as up and down. So you have a little more control of it that way.
That sounds like a better way to do it. Build your fire on one side, rake it as it's built.
That's right.
As needed, and then you get to keep stoking the fire.
Yeah, you get to keep the fire going. So I like playing with fire. I like cooking on it. The only thing, I mean, like this time of year, it's hot in Mississippi. I don't know if you can tell the video, but I was sweating pretty good. It was inside the smokehouse.
On your patio.
Yeah, on the patio area, but it's still, it's still pretty hot. It's not like you're out in direct sun, but you had some cover.
So I just Googled it real quick, and AI told me that a Santa Maria grill is traditionally used in Santa Maria style barbecue. It originated in Santa Maria Valley of California.
So, I would bet that some people from South America, like Argentina, came up to that area and brought that style with them. Is where it came from.
It says it does feature.
I don't know that for a fact.
You're just
but I'm
guessing.
just I'm saying, how could it have got there? Yeah.
It features a firebox, height adjustable cooking grate.
All the things we just talked about.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you did use Santa Maria style.
Yeah.
So where'd you get your tri-tip?
This one came from Kevin at the butcher shop down in Pensacola, and he had sent it to me. He sent me some. I've got something else in the freezer I've never cooked.
The beef tongue?
The beef tongue. He sent me some. He heard us talking about beef tongue after we came back from vacation back in the winter. And he's like, I got something for you. It's coming. So he finally came. Well, when it came in the box, he had sent me a tri-tip too. And I was like, oh, great. I mean, this is perfect. I love tri-tip. And so I was like, I'll do a video of that. I'm gonna do something with the cow tongue. I just hadn't done it yet.
Gonna take you as long as it.
No, it's not gonna take me as long as the camel. It's not gonna take me as long. I just hadn't got to it yet. But I'm going to.
So it's
coming.
It's a big, pretty tri-tip.
Yes, it was. And I wanted to do it open fire. And I'd just been hanging out over in Atlanta or Roswell, Georgia, with my buddy Al Fergoni, and that's what he's all about. He's all about the live fire cooking. He's from Argentina. He lives in Texas now. He's got an awesome thing going on over there. But he does, if you watch him, follow him on social media. He's the one where I got the chimichurri dry seasoning from.
I love that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's fantastic. And it makes an excellent, quick chimichurri without having to do all the chopping.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also great for using on seasoning. Heck, I use that stuff on potatoes all the time. Like I'll get those little new potatoes and throw some olive oil on them, a little salt and pepper and some of that, and just roast them in the oven for a quick side.
I put them on every time I do baked potatoes.
Yeah, it goes on the outside. Yeah. It's great.
But I use it on a lot of stuff, yeah.
But Al's philosophy is when you're cooking this style of cooking, it's very simple seasonings and absolutely no trimming. I don't care if he's cooking, plate beef ribs. He didn't pull the membrane off the back. He didn't trim all the fat off the top. He's cooking a brisket. He's not trimming it. Whatever. You're not trimming that fat. You want that fat.
And the sinew too.
Yeah, he don't trim any of it. He don't trim any of it. So basically all you do, salt, pepper, whatever seasoning you want to put on the outside, and that's it. Right out the package, it's ready to go. Just get it over some live fire. And let that grill do the job of rendering that fat, crisping it up. That sinew is good. I guess it becomes kind of brittle. So when I've seen him do it on his videos, like if it's got sinew on it, he don't care. It's just it's
going to cook off.
Yeah, it's going to cook off. And that's exactly what it does. So I didn't trim it. I tried it. I mean, I've always been one.
Oh,
if it's got a barrier on it, like sinew, I'm taking it off.
You're a trimmer.
If it's got excess fat, I'm taking it off. I'm getting it down to the meat. But I think that comes just from competition background, trying to make stuff look as best as it can. And I guess in this style of cooking, you're not so much worried about the aesthetics of it as you want to taste the meat. You want to use simple seasonings to bring out some flavor on it. But it's about the fire. It's about the meat and the simpleness of it.
And also you do a lot of slow stuff.
And, this style it's not super fast cooking because a lot of the things of this side of style takes a long time to cook. They'll use those iron crosses and they'll put meat on it and they'll baste it a long time and turn it and all that. And even with like this tri-tip, I seared it real hot first, But then I raised it up and slowed it down. So it really took it a while just to get it up to medium rare, like to get it to like right at 130. It takes it a minute to get, it's not a fast, super fast cook like it would be if I was flipping it on a Weber constantly.
Do you think there's a difference if you would have put it at that medium level first and let it start coming up, or do you want to sear it first? It makes a difference? I
don't know. Never tried it. I never tried it the other way, like a reverse sear on an open fire pit. You could. I don't know if it's going to make it any better or worse. To me, I like getting that fat, go ahead and render it. So I put it in the hot zone first. So it does have that fat, whatever's on it. It's going to start melting. It's going to heat up first. It's going to get to that point where it wants to drip. We're going to make it sear, and it's going to get some really good bark going on the outside of it, that crust, that little char action. And then I'm going to raise it up and slow it down and bring it in to right where I want it. So is there a right or wrong way? I don't know. I don't think there's a right or wrong way as long as we're getting to the same result. Is one better than the other? It's up for debate.
What temp did you take it to?
Like 125 to 130 is what I was looking for. That's medium rare for me. I don't want it to get over 130 because it's going to carry over probably about 137. And to me, at that point, you're getting in that medium range. I really like it between, 125, 135, right in there. So some people say 125 is too rare. It's too on the rare side, but it's going to carry over a little bit to get at you.
Those people don't know what's good.
Yeah, they don't know what's good. That was right. Like that tri-tip was right where I wanted.
Yeah, it was good.
And it was so easy. I mean, you can saw all I did was pretty heavy with TX. That's the salt, the coarse black pepper, just on the outside. The hardest part is just getting your coals ready, and I did that super simple. Actually, I went to Academy, and they had they had the boxes of these little splits. It's those like 1 inch by 11 inch pieces or so,
What are they selling them for?
I think it was under $20. I don't remember exactly.
No, I mean, like, what are they?
Oh no, it's a smoking wood.
Oh, it is.
It's smoking wood. But what I will say, it's perfect for like live fire cooking. Now, trying to smoke with it it's so dry. Like they have, and I guess to ship it across state lines, these states have different regulations on the kind of woods you can bring into certain states, and a lot of it's moisture content. So they kiln dry all this wood, which zaps all the moisture out of it. It makes great for cooking down and making hot coals, but for like adding smoke flavor, it's not the best. I have found that. So I like to source some local wood for that. That way I can kind of age it out or see what the moisture is on it and get it to that, 15 to 17% moisture. That's about ideal for good smoke, like running in an outlaw, a stick burner. Because it's dry enough to burn, but it's still going to give you some smoke flavor. Well, this wood, if you was to throw it off in there and try to go low and slow with it, it's going to burn, but it's going to burn fast, and it's not going to give you a ton of smoke because it's all that moisture's been zapped out of it. But so what I did for this one was I took 2 or 3 of those sticks and laid them in the bottom of my grate on the fireside, and then I found they had pizza woods that are wood-fired pizza ovens, and they sell the wood there at Academy too. And it comes in a box, but it's these little like 4-inch pieces that are kind of small, which was great for making hot coals with. And so I just kind of stacked a layer of those across the larger sticks, and then I added a little bit of royal oak lump, threw a couple tumbleweeds underneath it, torched them, and just let it start burning. And well, as it burns, those coals, your hot coals fall down through the grate. You add a couple more sticks of wood. I don't think I added any extra lump. Just kept putting sticks of wood on at that point.
So the lump was just like to help it get
to help get going and establish some coals in there. So that kind of was your first layer, and break them over, and that's what you're cooking on, those hot coals.
So it's just kind of the same principle with a stick burner, kind of use coals to get it started, and then you just use wood from there on.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. But you're actually dragging those hot coals over, and that's what you're cooking under. So it's more like say if you built a brick pit, or you had a burn barrel and you were burning down wood and shoveling those coals, that's what it's akin to. It's just a smaller scale. I'm dealing with a smaller fire than a whole barrel full of hot fire, which that could be fun too. Shoveling hot coals.
Would you want to be the one shoveling?
I'd like to be the one to start the fire, do something of it. I mean, you talk like when I think of that, when I think of, burning down wood and making my own coals and then shoveling it, I think of those old like brick pits you would build with, cinder blocks and rebar, and then you're having to take shovel loads and put under the hogs, like under the shoulders and under the hams. And you keep them going that way. So, yeah, that's a lot of fun. It is a lot of work. You don't want to do all of it.
Yeah.
You need shifts. The times I've been a part of it, it's like everybody was responsible for like an hour. So you had to man the burn barrel for an hour, and you had to shovel the coals to keep the hog going. And you always wanted the early shifts. You didn't want that late night shift.
Oh, that's when it gets wobbly.
Yeah, that's when you got to have somebody you depend on those. I've been involved in some of those where everybody's asleep.
Yeah.
Like, the drinks was flowing and fire goes out on the pig at the wrong time. That's the critical time. That, you don't know this, but that night man's job is the most important. Because he's the one getting everything there. If you're having people over to eat the next day, you got to have somebody solid to bring it on in. Because it's easy to get there and put it on the pit and have all the fun about that. But when it gets, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, you're still having to shovel coals.
Hey, that's the same thing with competition barbecue.
Oh, yeah, that night man's critical. That night man's real critical.
So you got the tri-tip done, let it rest.
Yeah, it's super simple. I mean, once it hits temp, throw it on the cutting board. You don't have to cover it up, do nothing. Just let it sit and rest. A lot of times I will set it in like a sheet pan or something. That way I don't miss none of that juice. Because if you just sit it on the cutting board, that juice might run out. But if you got it in a pan, you can collect it and use that to drizzle back over it or to serve it with. It makes its own sauce kind of. But
or just run that paste through.
Now, the second hardest part about a tri-tip is knowing how to cut it. Because if you'll notice, if you're familiar with tri-tip, that longer skinny angle of it, the grain runs one way. But then when it gets back to the wider end, it starts fanning and the grain turns on you. And if you just go to slicing it one way, you'll screw it all up by the time you get to the end because you'll have some with the grain and it'll be so tough you can't eat it. So what I like to do is kind of turn it to where it's got a long side and then cut it across at that triangle point. And that creates two pieces. That way you got kind of the fat, the thicker end is going to be where you can see the grains running. You know how to slice it. And then you got the long skinny end now that it's easy to slice straight down too.
It's like a crook, like an elbow.
Yeah, kind of like its elbow. Yeah, cut it across the elbow, the crook in it. It's a good way to put it.
And then you served it with some chimichurri.
Yeah. I took some house chimichurri. You mix it with a little little vinegar at first to reconstitute it. It needs to set a few minutes, and then drizzle in some olive oil, and that's all there is to it.
So when we did that day, you didn't realize it, but you doubled up on the vinegar.
The vinegar side,
the red wine vinegar. Yeah. Didn't add the olive oil.
That's right. What did y'all think about
know it?
No, I actually
it was still it was with that
really good
with the tri-tip. It was still tasted really, really good. Yeah, but it needed that oil element. But so that was a Wagyu tri-tip now. That wasn't no just run-of-the-mill tri-tip. So it has a fattiness to it, so it could take that vinegar sharpness.
Yeah.
But it tasted really good. Yeah.
I didn't have a problem. I didn't realize it till Tyler was like looking at the footage.
So, hey, you didn't drizzle that olive oil sitting there. I get carried away sometimes.
We were doing a lot that day.
Yeah.
We were doing a lot. We did 3 or 4 videos that day.
I have a little bit of I don't know if you call it a hot take.
What is it?
So I've tried the open fire cooking, a bunch of different meats, a bunch of different places, a bunch of different cooks or whatever. And I decided when you did that tri-tip, I was like, I don't like open fire cooking as much as I like charcoal.
Really?
Yeah.
You'd rather have it on the grill with charcoal?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe it tastes too grilly. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it's the wood.
I don't know. There's been some instances where I've just cooked some simple stuff, not had a lot of seasonings with me, just had to use, salt and pepper or whatever, and then cooked it over some fire, burnt down, and it's man, it don't get no better than this. This is primal. It's meat and fire, and that's it. That's all you got. But then, I mean, I get it. Like you cook over, just say a ribeye steak on a Weber grill over some charcoal. It's hard to beat, man. It's hard to beat.
What's that grill y'all use down at camp? It's just a kind of an open.
The Brio?
Yeah, the Brio.
Yeah. It's a fire pit basically.
Do y'all use wood to cook in it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, usually I'll throw some real oak lump in there for a base and start burning, and I burn it's oak, hickory, whatever I got to put in the fireplace is what I burn in that. But we still cook over it. It's not, it's nothing bad. It's just firewood, and you typically wouldn't cook. I'm not going. Well, I do burn oak And I'll burn oak in the Outlaw. I don't care. It's as long as it's seasoned good, it's good to go. I'm not gonna put any green wood in it, but
why?
I mean, because it's just gonna smoke and give it a bitter flavor. That's what I mean. When you're burning in an open fire pit, it's so hot, and you're burning off. When you got that fire rolling, it's got a good coal bed, and you're not getting that bitterness. It's not like you're trapping it. So in our pits, you've got the air restricted back. You're creating airflow, but it's still slowing it down to where you're trying to. It's not just a raging hot rolling fire like in a fire pit. So the wood, you're going to get a little more of those impurities, and that's if your wood's not the right moisture level, it can give you a bitterness or an off flavor. It doesn't want to burn as good. So that's the whole thinking of it. But yeah, I use oak. I use hickory.
You're not a picky.
No, not really. When it comes to that, yeah. Cherry, that's pecan. All those are some really, really good ones. The hard, you need hardwoods. That's the thing. I'm not going to be burning up pine or cedar or anything like that, or some crap trees. Like I ain't cooking with sweet gum, even though that's super hard. I ain't never heard of anybody cook with it. The How to Barbecue Right podcast is brought to you by our friends at Primo Grills. Shell, did you know that Primo is the only ceramic grill made right here in the good old USA?
What? Are you telling me that Primo Grills are proudly crafted here in the USA, ensuring top-notch quality and support for local craftsmanship?
I sure am. Plus, Primo Grill not only delivers mouth-watering flavor, but because of their innovative oval design and superior ceramic construction, Primo Grills also gives you a ton of cooking versatility.
Whether you're smoking low and slow or searing a steak to perfection, Primo Grills gives you the consistent heat distribution for mouth-watering results every time.
What she said, y'all. Y'all visit primogrill.com and check them out.
Since we're on the topic of Al Fergani, he's got an event.
Yeah, and we're going to go. I'm going to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a judge.
It's the Texas Open Fire Meetup, November 8th.
November 8th. That's a Saturday in November. I think it's in Hondo, Texas. That's where he's from, or is where he lives now. And he's got an awesome place there. I'm not sure where they're having this event, because I've never been to it. I think this is the third year. But he came and did a lot. I don't know if he did all of it, but he did the majority of the live fire cooking at Smoke Slam. They had a big public arena where you could come out and see all of his open fire pits and things he's doing and sample a lot of stuff. There's going to be more of that out here in Texas. But there's also, there's a competition involved with it and it's a lot of, I don't know if it's all open fire guys, but it's a lot of open fire guys going to be there.
It seems to be mostly
open fire style
guys.
cooking.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm excited. It's a different style of cooking, and I've never been to one of those events where that was the primary thing they did.
Yeah.
So
it's always been just a section of event we've been to. It's never been like the headline. They're going to have live music, samples, so if you get a ticket, you can walk around and get samples. If you get a VIP access, you get
that's what I need.
you get exclusive bar with premium cocktails.
Yep, I knew it. That's what I said. That's what I needed. I figured there's going to be beverages.
But anyway, that's a cool event if you're into live fire cooking.
In November, which is a great time of year to be out there. It's not cold. It's
it
going to be super pleasant in Hondo that time of year.
Hopefully.
I've been going out there. I'd go through Hondo.
Oh,
when we go hunting. I've been out there 2 or 3 times now. And the first time we flew into San Antonio and drove through Hondo to get to where we were going. And,
did you realize that's where?
No, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember I recognize some pit manufacturers out there. It's like the new Bronzefeld pits. I think we went right through there, and it's real close to there. So there's different stuff. It's kind of, I think they consider that it's primarily the hill country region of Texas.
Beautiful.
So yeah, it is. It's beautiful.
Speaking of festivals, Tyler went to the Italian festival.
Oh man, yeah. Give us the rundown on the Italian Fest in Memphis. I've lived here all my life. Never been to Italian Fest,
and it's been going on for
I don't know how long, but a while.
Yeah.
I don't know how long
it's lived here.
Been going on. They had a lot of T-shirts hung up all over the place, and I mean, I was seeing as far back at least as 2015, but I'm sure.
Oh no, I think it went back into the 90s at least.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So yeah, I mean, it's been going for a while.
Pretty sure.
It started small, but it's grown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it started at a Catholic church over there. Now it's at one of the parks, isn't it?
So it's like right off Poplar. So if y'all are familiar with the Memphis area, kind of where like the Paradiso is, kind of over in that area. If you go down a block, that's kind of where this Memphis Italian Festival was at. But it was in a big park area, kind of similar to like, I mean, it's not Tom Lee Park by any
stretch. Is it on grass or on asphalt?
All on grass.
All on grass.
So it reminded me of Memphis in May when it's in Tom Lee Park in that same region. But so you had all your teams on the back kind of portion of the park, and it was a lot similar to Memphis in May. If you know somebody, you can get in. If not, then you were just kind of walking by and seeing all the cool booths. Because
every team has booths like Memphis in May.
Yeah, and they must have been doing some sort of like decoration contest like Memphis in May does. I'm assuming because they
have a lot of contests.
Yeah, and so then they have VIP tickets. So we got the VIP tickets to go, and me and my wife, and you get the beverages, and there's some stuff set up and everything. So I feel like it was worth it because it's $15 to get in the door, and it was $50 extra a ticket to get in, and you get unlimited
that's
beer and
worth it.
wine.
Yeah. So did you get to eat any Italian food?
We did. So there was a couple food trucks set up that had like toaster raviolis. They had pizza, a wood-fired pizza. I was kind of surprised. And then kind of stuff like that. But then in this VIP booth specifically, they had like Italian spinach, which is sort of, it's not cream of spinach or anything like that. It's kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's like sauteed spinach with Parmesan cheese and stuff.
Garlic.
Yeah. But they did have spinach dip. They had meatballs. The meatballs were so good, really, really good. But a couple of the local Italian restaurants all kind of band together to kind of put
pasta?
Just the toasted ravioli in the specific booth, but there was a big tent set up that was sort of a pseudo restaurant that you could buy tickets to and go in and have the whole thing. I think the night we went, they had eggplant parm. I want to say the second dish was like, I think it was like lasagna or something like that. But then you got another course like tiramisu. For dessert, we opted for gelato because there was like a gelato booth. But there was a ton of there was probably like 40 or 50 people there selling, like vendors selling stuff like shirts and jewelry and all kinds of stuff like that. So cannolis, yeah, there were cannolis.
Love some cannolis.
We did get a cannoli, actually. I forgot about that. We did get a cannoli, and the cannoli was really good too.
Was it like the cream filled one?
Yeah. Oh man, it was so good, really, really good.
But you didn't try any gravy, no sauces, no.
Well, like the meatballs had the sauce on it, right? So that we did get to try that. There wasn't anybody around just selling pasta, so if you're going there, you have to do the ticket thing to get the pasta. And maybe on other days there's more, I don't know.
Because you just went one day.
Yeah, and it is an event you can do all in one day. There's stuff for the kids. There's like little rides and stuff. There's a little fair place where there's like games and stuff. There's stuff for the kids to do. And then there was a lot of like different contests going on. So like the one we got to watch was like grape smashing.
Oh yeah.
Where there was like a team of two going up there and you'd have to grape smash and they'd measure out how much, I guess, you got macerated and stuff. And
so were they just getting in there barefoot and stomping grapes?
Yeah. I wouldn't have been.
How messy did that look?
Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to. It looked really messy. Like there were grapes going everywhere. I mean, it was all over their feet. I was like,
what kind of grapes? Like go to Kroger and get some red grapes, or was it? Oh no! Because you'd think it would take a ton of grapes to mash down. What was it, like a big wash tub barrel or what?
Kind of like a little half, like probably not even a half, like a fourth whiskey barrel or something like that. So they're kind of smushing down in.
Stepped over in it and went stomping.
And it had like a little spigot on it or whatever. So they kind of like
foot wine.
I guess that's how I don't know if they still do wine like that. I'm sure there's machines that do it now, but it's pretty cool.
A little more sanitary.
And then there was live music and stuff. And it was a great time. I would definitely go back for sure.
I'm going to put that on the list.
Yeah, I'd like to go
check out.
We've never gone. They do spaghetti gravy contest.
Are you looking up at all the?
Yeah, anything Italian, a People's Choice. They do regular gravy, homemade wine, best happy hour drink, best booth, best powder room.
No, that's a toilet.
Yeah.
Toilet
best
porta-john decorate.
I kind of wanted to like enter it. Like I was like walking around seeing all this homemade pasta be made because you could kind of see through the fence, everybody making stuff in the back. And I was watching all these nonas in the back making up the pasta and stuff. And I was like, I'm going to do this thing.
So remember when we first got to doing barbecue, I don't remember who it was.
Is the Nelson
the Fleas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were getting rid of a bunch of their Italian Fest old decor. And so that was in the early 2000s. So I don't know. They had to have been doing it in the 90s. Mm-hmm. But they gave us all these picket fencing because I guess they would, you use it to decorate your booth. And we needed some for Memphis and May or some of our barbecue. But it was all like red, green, and white. And we had to paint all that fencing. So that was some of the decor that we got from them.
And it was like some tables. It was several things we got from them. Mm-hmm. We were so appreciative.
Heck yeah. We didn't have anything back then. I bet those picket fences are still around somewhere, probably.
I know where
my mom and dad's probably.
I know where we left them.
Yeah, behind the storage building at my mom and dad's. Oh, the mini storage?
Yeah.
No, we don't have those.
We abandoned a mini storage.
It's just a bunch of old junk.
It was a bunch of old stuff we used from it. So it was like empty kegs.
Yeah.
Broken fencing.
Yeah, there wasn't anything good in it. Old tents, like those pole tents. We had these pole tents that were like 10 by 20s, but it was the kind you had to erect. Like we used to tote these around. I mean, the box is trashed from the moment you get it, opening it up. So you have nothing to put all these pipes and joints. So we had like one big garbage can that was full of all the pipes, one that was all the joints to connect them all together. And then you got all the tarps and the walls and all this stuff. And we would take that from contest to contest. Set it up forever.
Oh, man.
God, I hated that tent.
I've held that thing down in many storms. Just hold on. Lightning magnet, too.
So this weekend, we went to Como Steakhouse.
Oh, yeah. I had that on my list to talk about, too. Dude, if y'all are slipping on it's just an old school Mississippi steakhouse. It's not fancy.
It ain't fancy.
And it never misses. It's good. I don't know if it's the nostalgia. Can I cook a better steak? Absolutely. I'm not going there because it's the best steak I've ever ate.
It's pretty daggone
I'm going there for the experience of the guys like cooking it right there in the dining room. Like you walk in and you see this, they've got a meat locker thing where steaks to go, where they get the steaks. And the guy running the grill, they got one grill like in the front room, and there's a back dining room where the bar is. There's another grill back there. When it's busy, like on Friday night we were there, they had them all rolling. And there's a wait at this place. It's not like you just walk up there and get a table. And they don't take reservations. I think they will do if you got a party. You got to have at least 8 people, I think. But other time it's just first come, first serve, gets a table. And I mean, you wait in line, but there's an oyster bar upstairs if you want to go up there and have a drink while you're waiting. But it's the ambiance of it's really cool.
I agree. It's old.
Yeah.
It's been there forever. I have had a bad steak there one time, but I feel like it was more
I have too, but
the quality of the steak.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just get a bad one.
Yeah.
But in the past couple of years we've been going, perfect.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a lot of, it tastes like the Willingham old school Willingham seasoning. I don't know if that's what they're still using, Wham, and a lot of Worcestershire, and they all have a unique flavor. It's a Como Steakhouse flavor, but I'm the ribeye man there. I go, just give me the big ribeye. What's the 22 ounce ribeye? And I never get the small one because you don't have to eat all the big one, but the big one's going to be a better steak usually. That's why I get the big one. And it comes with, like, every steak comes with salad, baked potato. There's no a la carte.
And grilled bread.
Yeah, and grilled bread.
That bread's so good.
And if you can eat the whole potato, I guarantee you don't want to eat the steak. The potato is massive. You get it loaded, don't hold back. The salad, it's a simple salad. You can add the bacon and cheese. I recommend that. Their salad dressings are fantastic. It's just old school ranch or blue cheese is usually the way I go. I'm sure they got Thousand Island for people that like it, or Italian or vinaigrette, but go with ranch or blue cheese. That's what you need.
Their blue cheese is really good.
The appetizers. They've added a new one, the pork belly appetizer. Tyler, have you had it?
Not yet.
So they do it with like, it's basically thick sliced pork belly. And they throw it on the same grill they're doing their steaks. So it picks up all that flavor. I don't know what they season it with. Now, you can get it 2 ways. You get it glazed, which, Jill, you're not crazy about them. It's like a maple glaze.
Yeah.
It's like a maple soy glaze. And it comes on like a fajita skillet. 3 or 4 big strips of this bacon with this glaze all over it. It's tender as it could be. I like it without the glaze, too. It's good. It's just kind of peppery. Steakhouse flavor.
Yeah, it kind of has the same flavor of the steak.
Yeah. And you got to get the mushrooms.
Got to get the mushrooms.
That's the appetizer. It's just a lasagna trough of these simmered down, buttery, Worcestershire mushrooms.
I like the fried dill pickles. They do spears.
They do. They're spears instead of chips. It's good, man. Don't slip on Como Steakhouse.
We need to take everybody in the office.
I don't even get paid to talk about them. I just like it. Oh, I wanted to ask you about this. What do y'all think about these thousands of people lining up to get chicken strips at Raising Cane's? What has the world come to? Where thousands of people would go stand in line at a fast food joint, basically. I don't get the appeal, man. What is it? It's a chicken
we had
strip.
a Raising Cane's open on Tuesday?
Yeah. You would think they were giving away gold. Like, come stand in line for a chance to get some free gold or something.
I think the first 100 people did get like free canes for a year or something like that. Like,
no,
it was like, what do you think they would give you? I thought about that.
The first 100 people got a number, and then they randomly picked 20 out of that.
Oh.
So they only gave away.
Because I had a friend that actually went and got line.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
She did shifts with somebody, but yeah.
That is so, I just don't get it, man. It's chicken tenders.
Yeah.
It's chicken. I remember, so when I grew up in South Haven, I remember when Applebee's opened, Charlie's, Chili's, TGI Fridays, we had all the chains. Nobody went and stood in a line to go to these things when they first opened.
What about the casinos when they opened?
I mean, yeah, that one, but you stand in line, so they wouldn't let so many people in at a time, so you had to wait in these holding tents. I was a little young. That was like I was, in high school.
But I remember hearing about that. People stood in line for hours to get
together. Yeah, but that was for free drinks and a chance to win millions. That's different than chicken nuggets. Standing in line for chicken nugget.
Yeah, I'm on board with you. Specifically, the reason why is there's within literally a block of that there is a Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
There is a Popeyes and there is a Bojangles.
All right there.
And it was the same thing when the Bojangles opened because that was probably 2 or 3 years ago. It was just a huge line of people for just Bojangles chicken.
I don't get it.
Yesterday I picked Michael up from golf and we were coming through.
He's been
3 o'clock.
He's been watching this place been built, wanting to go ever since he heard it was coming.
Yeah. And so we drove through. I was like, maybe we can hit it just right, like 3:30. Nobody will be there. No. It was
still a sea of people.
Yes.
Do you remember when Whataburger opened? Like, Whataburger's a 24/7 chain around here, and it was literally like the whole, like, I had a friend that went at 2 a.m. thinking the same thing, that they'd catch it right. Yep. There was still like a 45-minute line of people at like 2 a.m.
I don't get it, man. There is,
I like it.
Now, for some good brisket, I'd stand in line for some brisket. I get that. They're going to sell out. The reason why you stand in line for it.
Yeah.
What's your max line standing time?
Can I bring a chair and a cooler? Or is it just got to stand there? If I could break, if
you're going to make an event out of it,
yeah,
I feel like that takes the whole standing in line part out.
Maybe.
What if you no chair, no cooler?
10 minutes.
I was about to say, man. Been to Disney World with 3 kids.
Yeah, I'm not doing lines, man. I'm fat and old. I'm going to go stand in line for some food. I just don't get the appeal. Maybe it's me, and maybe that's just my soapbox. But if you got a take on that, reply, send us an email or something.
How long would you stand in line?
Yeah, Tyler, you need to come up with something on that.
Yeah. I mean, like, even when I used to work at restaurants my whole life.
What food would you do that for?
Like, people on Valentine's Day at Longhorn would wait in line for like 2.5, 3 hours sometimes for a table.
That's so romantic.
Yeah, like, that's the last
thing I
want to do is just stand there and wait for a Longhorn steak on Valentine's Day.
I'm not doing that.
I'd rather go to Jimmy John's and let's just...
Yeah, now if you got a sidebar where you can go sit and have a drink while I'm all for that. Yeah.
No.
But just stand there?
Half the time when we make reservations, we plan to show up early so we could have a drink at the bar. Yeah. Because that's kind of the, experience.
A part of it. I mean, that's one reason why I don't like going to Orange Beach anymore. You got to wait for hours to go to dinners.
And they don't take reservations either, most of them. So I've seen a bunch of people talk about the Aldi brisket. Have y'all seen this?
I have, but I've seen it at Aldi. I just never thought about cooking one. I'm going to. There's too many people talking about it.
They're saying it's good.
Like everybody. It was kind of crazy. It was like the grand consensus was that it was a really good product that they sell.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Most of the stuff you get at Aldi's good.
I know that the two that I know that they come pre-seasoned or marinated.
So is it like a barbecue seasoning one and something else?
And then salt, pepper.
Oh, okay.
So like a Texas style brisket.
Whole brisket or like a piece of brisket?
It's like a piece of a brisket. Probably a piece of a brisket flat if I had to guess.
Just on Aldi.
Did you pull up Aldi order online thing?
The salt and pepper seasoned brisket, it says it's a pound. Oh, no, it says it's $5.99 a pound. And they're selling it for $19.47.
Okay.
Estimated cost.
So a little over 3 pounds?
Yeah. A little over 3 pounds.
Or they got both of them? 2 flavors? Or
Yeah,
one?
they got salt and pepper and barbecue.
Will they deliver that to you here at the shop? Like, don't they do that?
Well, I got to go up there anyway.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, go in there and pick us up
try.
each.
How would you cook it? It's pre-seasoned.
Are those people cooking it in the bag, or are they in the water?
I think some guy did say crock pot, but
crock pot.
Some guy said it gets real dried out when you try to do like, because obviously you're not going to overnight that. It's way too small.
Oh yeah.
And then another guy said he cooks it similar to the way you did like tri-tip brisket style.
That's exactly what I do. You cook it like a tri-tip brisket. I mean, it's just a smaller piece. I mean, you're going to take it to an internal temperature, let it get some color on the outside, wrap that dude up or pan it with some au jus, beef broth, beer, whatever you're going to put in there. Cook it till it's probably 205, at least 202.
We got some time this weekend.
Yeah, let's do some Aldi brisket. Just to see if it's worth eating.
Yeah.
You think it's going to be better than like Sadler's pre-sliced and pre-cooked brisket?
There's something to be said about Sadler's pre-sliced, pre-cooked brisket. I mean, you got to take it home and put the juice to it, maybe a little...
Bring it back.
Yeah. But it makes great sandwiches.
It makes good little sliders for sure. Is it as good as a smoked?
No, it's
not even close.
I don't even put it in the same category.
No, it's not.
I don't expect this to hold a candle either. I think it's appealing to me because I have, I have a big family, but not a huge family of eaters. So like a 3-pound brisket would be perfect for me to feed my family brisket.
Yeah.
Versus I don't just fire up the grill and cook a whole brisket that often,
I could see it.
I'm wondering if like the seasoning and it being set and seasoned for so long.
Is it going to kind of absorb it more because it's been in it? Probably so, especially when they vacuum sealed it.
I'm curious about that.
Some of it in there so that I could see the flavor of it being pretty good. I'm just not sure about the texture. And can you keep from drying it out?
Yeah. Are you going to put it on a grill?
Yeah, absolutely. I might do it on a Weber. Just because it's small, it won't take too long. You're talking, if I would guess it, I'd say 45 minutes to an hour per pound. So you'll be able to cook it in 3 to 4 hours, no problem.
That's not bad.
And then I definitely still do a 2-hour rest with it. So,
you could put.
I got to try it first before. Yeah, that's not one you just jump into and say, "I'm gonna do a video on this." Well, I guess you could. It would just be a total experiment.
Yeah,
let's see what it's like. Put me down for that. Sign me up.
So this week, you cooked salmon in the air fryer for dinner.
Oh man! And what Michael asked me, he said, "Dad, have you ever done a video on this?" Because it's like that's the best way I know how to cook salmon.
That's the best way.
It never screws it up. Like it's 14 minutes at 400 for I think I bought 1.5 pound piece of salmon, like center cut salmon.
You got to start with a good piece.
Yeah, it was this good. It come from Kroger. I mean, it didn't smell. That's how I tell if a Kroger. Can I see a? Put it on the tray. Let me smell that.
Did you really?
Yeah, absolutely. Is that rude? I mean, I want to smell the fish. I mean, if it smells fishy, I ain't buying it. I mean, if I'm doing that, I might as well just be picking up a piece out of the meat counter out in the middle or getting a frozen piece.
Did they look at you weird when you say that?
No, that lady, she likes me. She asked me how I've been doing. She knows I'm going to smell the fish. I mean, that's just a good rule of thumb. You smell it before you try it. I mean, I advise that with everything in life, not just salmon. No. If it's got a funny odor, don't mess with it. Is that not? I mean, I'm not wrong. I mean, have you ever opened up a pack of, like pork or chicken or anything?
Yeah.
It smells bad. I'm not going to say, well, might as well try it. No, absolutely not. I don't want it.
All right. So how do you cook this salmon? You get it home?
Little olive oil. So I bring it home. It's like it's a center cut piece of salmon loin. It's
a big, yeah.
Yeah. So I cut it into 3 portions, my hand about 4 fingers wide. But I don't know what size it would be, but it was several ounces a piece.
They have some where they're already cut.
Yeah, they do. You can buy it already cut. But this is skin-on salmon. I'll leave the skin on it. It's good for you. But I take it, put a little olive oil on it. I usually just hit it with king crawl. Something simple. All the sides, not the skin side. I leave it plain. And then I preheat my air fryer to 400 for about 5 minutes. Let it get good and hot. And then I put all 3 on there, stick it in 14 minutes, and I usually check it about 2 to 3 minutes to go.
What temp are you?
I'm looking for 135. That's where people mess up with cooking salmon.
I hate dry salmon.
Yeah, it's dry. It takes on a stronger fish taste when it gets overcooked. But if you'll stop it at 130 to 135, which would be medium, and it's going to carry over a little bit till probably about 140, 142, it will melt in your mouth. And I guess the reason why it works so good in the air fryer is that air fryer is moving so much air that it makes it almost like a crust on the outside. And I just can't get that on a grill. I'm not moving. And I told Michael, I said, well, I'm gonna do a comparison next time we do it. I'm gonna do some on the pellet grill. I'm gonna crank that pellet grill up. I'm probably gonna take it up to like 425, a little bit higher than 400. See if I can really get some air moving in it to see if we can get that kind of crust on the outside of it.
I don't know if you can.
It's
the air fryer just that's the one.
It's what it does. It moves air, so it'll dehydrate something quick, and it works great if you nail the you just don't overcook it. I have messed up and cooked it too much. Before I got to the 14 minutes, I started at like 20 minutes and was trying to check it, and I really wasn't looking at the internal temperature as good as I should, and I overcooked some of it. It's not as good, but when you get it nailed down and you get it to 135, don't let it get to like right before it gets to 135, take it off. And then it's good to go. And I served it up with some rice that, just simple jasmine rice and a little asparagus. And that was it.
It was a great dinner because it's like you get full, but it's not heavy.
Yeah. It's good for you.
And it's good for you.
Yeah. You got everything you need right there. Rice, a green vegetable, and some salmon.
So Raimi heard us talking on the podcast and sent us some cream of shrimp soup.
Yeah. I don't know about the cream of shrimp. I'm trying to think of ways I could use it. And I do think it would be good in jambalaya or any kind of dish like that.
So
Mark's promised me there's big chunks of shrimp in it.
Has he had it before, or is he just...
No, he's just saying it's got to be full of shrimp. And I was like, man, cream of mushrooms, not full of mushrooms or full of chicken.
No, it usually has like one little piece.
Yeah, one little, yeah. So I imagine they're not putting too much. I imagine they used a lot of heads and shells to make that. You know what I mean? It probably started with a good concentrated stuff that they've just mixed with flour and oil.
So Raimi says he uses it in Cajun pasta sauce.
Oh yeah, I can see that. So like a creamy, you know what? Pastelaia. Shrimp pastelaia with that, I could see being pretty good. What's the ingredients on it?
I can't read that.
Oh, pitch it over here.
Water, shrimp, tomato puree.
Okay.
Vegetable oil. Those are your main ingredients. So
where's the salt? I figured it'd be a ton of sodium in it.
We're going to crack it open this week.
Okay.
But the comments are pretty funny.
Yeah. So what?
Somebody recommended shrimp on a shingle, which is just on a toast.
I could see that because, you could go get some of those little salad shrimp, those little bitty ones, and make
the kind you feed to turtles.
Yeah. Yeah. Or trout fish with. Yeah, man.
But people say it makes a killer Cajun shrimp pasta sauce.
Gotcha. Any kind of creamy seafood sauce would probably be pretty good with it.
Tom asked, did they milk the shrimp first?
The cream one.
Somebody said that they actually have cream of bacon.
I've never seen that either.
I have seen that one.
Have you
cream
tried it?
of bacon?
No, I have not, but it could not.
So it's a roux with bacon, basically.
So Steve,
that's what that pretty much says to me. It's like almost making a shrimp roux. A blonde shrimp. Oh, hell, if they said it's got tomato in it, it's probably going to have some color to it.
So Steve says, take a can of this, one block of cream cheese, mix it in a blender, and dip some bread in it. He said, you'll love it. Yeah,
okay.
Totally try that.
Cream cheese, cream of shrimp, dip.
This one says, I think you're going to need some gold tops for that. Where's the cream of camel? Where's the cream of camel soup?
Yeah. See, my problem with it is Campbell's got it. I don't know what they know about shrimp. If it was like Zatarain's cream of shrimp, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds right. Or Thibodeau's or, you got a good Cajun name.
Richard says his wife loves pink cauliflower made with this.
I don't know. I've never had pig.
Oh, so like you take cauliflower and like bake it with that?
I don't know.
Get you some shrimpy cauliflower.
Yeah, that's something.
I'll try anything once.
I'll try anything once.
Um,
I'm not a huge fan of cauliflower. I like broccoli, but cauliflower is just a little weird texture.
Oh, there's some shrimp dip recommendations here. So anyway.
I bet you there's some old church lady cookbooks that you've got call for cream of shrimp. I mean, you know, is that going to go in a bisque or a chowder? Absolutely.
Somebody said put it in pastilla.
Yeah. Pastilla, I could see it making a sauce, a cream sauce with it, anything like that. That's why I think it would be good in rice, like jambalaya, or, you know, some kind of casserole with rice like that.
So have you noticed that our grill buddy, our AI grill buddy on the community has been asking questions?
No.
Like making posts and asking questions?
Man, this AI is it's going to be the death of us, man.
I didn't realize it was AI.
You've been talking back to it? I think that's like a personalized experience, Shell. I don't think everybody sees the same questions.
It makes me feel so old when I'm like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
It's like, how many weeks have we said, Buddy asked this week that we've been answering his question?
Buddy.
Hey, buddy. Hope you find a grill. You've been communicating with AI too much, Shell.
I use it all the time. But somebody was like, can you please turn the AI off? Can we?
I don't think it's possible.
I don't know.
We can minimalize the way it interacts. Yeah. But
yeah, let's do that just for safety. What kind of information that thing's gathering? Why does it need to know what I think or want to know?
I've seen enough iRobot to know where
I know where this is going. I've been watching Murderbot.
That's one Tyler would like.
Have you seen that, Murderbot?
Mm-mm.
It's on Apple, I think. It's pretty good.
So Greg posted in the community, and I wanted to get your thoughts on this. He's been wondering lately, well, first of all, he's a metal fabricator, so he probably thinks like this anyway, but he's been wondering lately about having a Weber that was in an oval shape like a Primo.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
You kind of think of how the PK is designed. It's oval.
That's true.
Like, so that's kind of what I immediately thought of. I was like, oval shape. Yeah, it'll work. I don't see why it wouldn't. It just gives you more room, you know. That's why I like the Primo. You just got more room, and for me, it's easier doing a 2-zone on that oval shape than it is just a straight round like a regular kettle style or an egg style. Can you do them? Yeah, you can absolutely do them on those, but it just makes sense to have one end that's kind of has more of two ends than just one big circular cooking area. But I mean, the kettle design, that's kind of Weber's thing. That's probably why they never really changed that.
Yeah. They can't. He was just thinking about making it.
Yeah, for himself. Yeah, it would definitely work. I think what makes in the PK's instant, what makes it work is that you have double intake, double exhaust. So you can, run a right intake and a left exhaust, and it promotes that flow through. So you get that true indirect cooking zone. And that would be something different because you think in kettles, they usually just have butterfly on bottom, butterfly on top, and that's how you work them. So everything's kind of directed in that kettle shape, throws the heat down and stuff. So
it might be a good idea to look at that.
Yeah, if I was going to do an oval one, I'd probably look at doing a double intake, double exhaust. Why not? It just gives you a little more options for air control.
Yeah. You could smoke in it that way instead of just grilling. Yeah.
With a true indirect side.
That's
yeah. Oval kettle. It wouldn't be a kettle anymore. It'd just be an oval grill.
So Chad, he's cooking a suckling pig for the 4th and probably some butts and ribs and, everything. But he's wondering, should he build a block pit
that would be really cool.
or find a stick burner? He has access to a buddy stick burner that everything would fit on.
Yeah. That's like, do you want to work hard or do you want to work easy? Because, building the brick, there's labor in building the pit, and then there's labor in burning the barrel down and shoveling the coals. You can cook a lot of stuff on a pit like that. I mean, it's got a lot of cooking space. But it's kind of two different styles of cooking, too. Because, if you're true, like in a stick burner, you're true smoking. It's, fire on one end, using airflow to pull it through. But the old cinder block pit, you're shoveling coals under it and moving them around, so it kind of has that drip down effect. So I think you get better flavor on that drip down effect.
Ooh.
That's an old school style. I mean, it's overkill. I don't know how much stuff he's cooking, but it might be overkill to build one.
He says it looks fun. So.
It would be, yeah. I've got that. Like, we've got that on our bucket list thing to do. Like, me and Mark have been talking about it, building. We've got a little area we want to slick off and make it our cinder block pit cooking area. Maybe build a little top over it to where we can, you don't have to take it down. You can leave it up.
Like the old school barbecue restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. Would
you put a little,
the old ones that I remember going to as a kid always had a screened in area around it.
Screened in area.
They what they did was they kind of like put a gravel floor down, and then built the pit on that, and then left enough room to get all the way around it, and then framed up a little, like a half wall, and then screened it with a top on it, screened it in. It keeps the bugs out. 'Cause you're out there at night. I mean, you just keep the flies off during the day and all the other bugs that would be attracted to anything at night. So,
and it can't look too nice.
Yeah, no, it's got to be country looking, real rustic.
Help keep the bear out too.
The bear?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's already moved through DeSoto County.
I know. I've seen probably 10,000 videos.
Oh, he's probably in Holly Springs. He's probably out at Heath by now. They're at Ashland somewhere around Snow Lake.
So Laundry's cooking a alligator, 4th of July. Your favorite thing.
Oh, yeah, it's delicious.
He's wondering, should he brine it?
I would, absolutely.
What would you brine it in?
I mean, you got to have plenty of salt and sugar, but I'd probably just go Cajun flavors, like throw some seafood boil in there. You could use, you could use whatever you wanted. Like, the brine's probably going to be better than a gator, but no, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just not, that's more of like a thing to do.
Yeah.
Then, this is the best thing I ever ate.
What?
I mean, the stuff that we stuff it with is always better than the gator
That's
itself
true.
to me. I like gator, but I like it fried. I like it, buttermilk hot sauce, brine, or marinade, and then put it in the breader, deep fry it, some peanut oil, and it's fantastic. Gator po' boy, nothing like it. I mean, it's really good.
What temp do you normally cook a gator at?
I mean, smoking temp. You can cook it,
whatever.
You can cook it at least 250. Was it going to hurt you to cook it, 300? Probably not. I'd keep it in there. I'd keep it in that range between 250 and 3.
What's your internal temp?
For gator?
Yeah. Do you know?
Done. I mean, I would guess.
You can take it too far.
I would guess it needs to go at least
145.
145 internal.
I wouldn't take
it. It's not like you're trying to pull it. You're not trying to take it to 200, You
pretty much just chop it.
Yeah. It's going to get rubbery. The more you cook it, the more rubbery it's going to get. So, but you got to say whatever you stuff it with. Say if you stuff it with something that's got some raw stuff in it, sausage or something in it, you got to take it to 165 in that stuffing at least. But the gator itself probably only, think of it as like a lobster or fish or something like that. One well done's 145. So I would hesitate to take it a whole lot higher than that. But I tell you what, if you got questions about gator, my man Craig, the Barbecue Ninja, has cooked more than anybody I know.
Yeah.
So you can reach out to him. He's on all the social channels.
He hunts them and cooks them.
Yeah. Hunts them and cooks them. That's right.
So this is
I'm by far not a gator master. The only time I've been around, I've been around it a few times. I've only been around for one instructional time, and that was with Craig, and we did the video. And it was good, but I really did he made like gator rolls. And if it hadn't have been for all the stuffing and the bread, it probably would have been that good. But all the stuff he put in it made it really good.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if you knew it was gator meat at that time,
Yeah, because he takes the stuffing and the meat, chops it kind of all together.
Yeah, it gets all worked together and it makes looks like a lobster roll or a crab roll. And it's really good that way. That's probably what I would do if I was cooking one for a group on 4th of July. I'd plan on making, gator rolls or something like that with it.
Maybe have a good sauce. A lot of it.
I mean, it is cool to do just because it's something different. It looks cool on the pit and stuff. But as far as being the best thing you ever ate, I think you know, better cook a lot of hot dogs.
Yeah. So Nathan, he has got to. He's going to cook some pulled pork, refrigerate it, pull it, whatever. But he has to reheat it in crock pot because he's taking it to work, and that's his only option.
Get you a liner for that crock pot. Dump that stuff out of a Ziploc bag and rock and roll. It'll heat it up. I would do it on low. It probably don't even need low. It probably just needs, I don't know. You probably put it on low if it's real cold coming out of the fridge to get started, and then turn it up warm and just keep it there. I wouldn't add a whole lot of more. You can add a little bit, but don't add too much. It's going to turn into soup. If you put that meat up with enough fat and a little bit of juice in it when you put it up, that's how I'd warm it up. And it'll work. It'll definitely work. I mean, heck, I've warmed it up in a microwave before in the office like that. It's the only way we had to warm something up. So we just put it on plates and put a damp paper towel over it and warm it up. Or either warm it up in the Ziploc bag, which is probably not the best way.
Yeah, I've done that.
You probably get some, but I've done it all the time.
I mean, we warm barbecue up in the microwave all the time.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you warm up leftovers. I ain't firing up the grill just to warm me up enough to make me a sandwich.
Yeah.
I'm going to spread it out on a plate and put me a damp paper towel over it and rock and roll.
Do you know Matt Mitchell, the guy that does like the SEC roll call?
Yeah.
Did you see his video about the South deciding on an official barbecue sauce? Did you see that, Tyler? It's really funny.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Who won? They never come to a conclusion. Yeah. There's so many different ones. There's so many good different ones.
Texas just got up and left.
Hey, they don't do. Hey, no, you don't need sauce. What do you mean barbecue sauce? You can't have anything official if Texas isn't included in the South.
And Alabama was promoting mayonnaise.
Yeah. The last one I saw is how they come up with the name. How they came up with Captain D's. That was pretty funny.
I didn't see that one.
That's the last one I saw. Yes. Go look it up.
Well, Mal, what? You've got something?
Yeah, I got some other stuff too. What we got going on this weekend?
What do you got going on this weekend? Oh, we forgot to talk about your hog cooking last weekend.
Oh, yeah. So that was what I did last weekend too. I went to Rolling Thunder, and we cooked. I don't know how many people it was. Probably over 400. It was supposed to be like 250. So we cooked a hog, and then they're raising money for the Carl Perkins Center for Child Abuse. And, they asked us if we'd be interested in doing the catering. And I was like, man, we'll come do it. Love to be a part of that for good cause. But they did a lot. Rolling Thunder makes duck calls and turkey calls, and they have a division that makes shotgun shells too. And so they're a really good outdoor company. They're pretty local to us in Somerville, Tennessee. So we went up there and cooked that hog. It rained pretty good, but all it did was bring the mosquitoes out. And we cooked the hog, and we mowed through we cooked 165-pound hog, and I think 16 butts, and I don't know how many pans of beans and slaw. And then we did like a sausage and cheese appetizer and all that. And you want to talk about ate everything. It's like most of the time I'm pretty good at judging.
Yeah.
Pretty good, but for 250 we had more than we needed. But I don't know how many people showed up. It had to be close to 500. But they had an awesome band that was playing out there, and it was more like it was supposed to have been for a golf tournament for this event fundraiser, but it turned into like the town party. It was like there wasn't like buy tickets or anything. It was just it felt like just show up and eat, and if you want to donate. So they raised a lot of money, which was great, and we fed a lot of people, and they had a blast. That was a cool event. So, and they do stuff out there every once a month on Friday. So if y'all are in that area, go check them out.
You said this is the first time you've ever done something where all the coleslaw was.
I've never served a coleslaw to where all the coleslaw got ate. There was you couldn't have got a spoon of coleslaw left. I mean, it was like 9:30, but so it was time for it to be over. We started serving at 6:30. We served like 3 hours almost, and it was good. But when we toted that, like I didn't tote it, but the guys toted that hog through there. You had to go right up through the crowd, right in front of the band. And so we had it all doctored up. We had a duck call in the hog's mouth.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, and we served out of the hog. So we set it up like the tables in a long T, And when you come in to where the food was, that was the T, and that's where we set the hog. And so we made this little frame that we could set him down in and kind of garnish it up. And I'm glad that we cooked all those butts because that one hog, I was like, hey, that hog would probably feed, 100 people easy, and we'll just have enough to do, another 100.
Supplemental.
Yeah, supplemental. No, it mowed it. So we took that hog meat and put it all in the cavity, like worked it off, stuffed it back in there. And then we had pulled pork ready to go. Cook the same seasonings and stuff. It's just Boston butts, but that's an easy way if you're doing hog catering to supplement the hog. And I'm glad we supplemented because we probably could have went through 2 hogs or 3 hogs easy.
When y'all were hauling the pig through the crowd, was everybody like saying, ooh?
Yeah, people were taking pictures. And, I mean, it looked, now I ain't gonna lie, it looked like, wow.
Y'all had it garnished
yeah,
up.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job garnishing it up. I mean, it had the pineapples and corn, peppers and kale, and you couldn't tell. All you could tell it was just this beautiful laid open hog ready to go, And then all the loin was sliced like down the backbone, so that looked cool.
How long did it take for that to get ate?
I mean, it was there's, I don't. We kept refilling it, so you really couldn't tell.
I'm talking about the loin.
Oh yeah, that loin, it was first wave.
Yeah,
but I mean, people were getting like, when you go to an event like that, or at least I do, I kind of watch the plates and see how people are eating. Do they like it?
Yeah,
throwing a lot of it away after they get a plate. Man, these jerkers were getting 2 plates. I mean, big plates, and there was nothing. Like me and Mark just kept looking at garbage cans, kind of seeing what was getting thrown away. Oh yeah, no, they wasn't wasting nothing. It was all. I mean, it was good. It was really, really good. That was a great event.
I think if you care about like the food you're serving, you're always watching.
Yeah,
the plates.
But it was cool.
Okay, what are you doing this weekend?
I'm going to see Treaty Oak Revival in Lucero. And cooking brisket, I guess. Aldi. That's the only thing I got planned. I'm excited though to see Treaty Oak.
So we're going to do that this weekend?
Do that. They're in South Haven. So if anybody's there, y'all holler.
Have some brisket, some shrimp soup.
Shrimp dip.
Well, I got 2 cans. I can do
shrimp dip
one and
and shrimp something else with the other.
We're just going to eat one.
No. Cream cheese. Cream cheese and cream of shrimp. That's eating it.
We'll let you know how that goes.
Creamy shrimp. We're going to add more shrimp to it too, though. You can't just do that. You got to have more shrimp to it.
You always got to take it to 11.
You can eat it however you want to. I'm not going to stop you if you don't eat it cold out of the can. I'm pretty sure that I bet you that can says add something to it, water or milk or something. It probably doesn't say just as is.
It says good to go.
Good to go.
Crack the top.
I bet it says add one.
Oh, there's a recipe suggestion for shrimp enchiladas.
What?
I can see that being pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It says mixed soup and 1 can of milk.
Yeah, so I told
Microwave
you. I knew it'd be something. I've ate my share of cream ups. Never shrimp, but.
Well, Malk, that's all I have for you today.
All right. Well, Tyler, tell them real quick about the community.
Head on over to facebook.com/H2Q community to join a awesome group of like-minded people, all love barbecue and share their recipes all weekend long. I know we hang out there, and I know we're giving away a Green Mountain Grill over there, I think, in 2 weeks from now. And there's going to be a few weeks of Green Mountain Grills being given away.
That's amazing.
So y'all head on over there. Make sure you are following along. If you don't listen to the podcast every week, you should be. But like I said, about 2 weeks, look for a pin post at the top for that giveaway.
How are we going to do that? Because we're going to be off for a couple of weeks podcasting. We're going to have to run that one straight to the community.
Tyler might make a little video.
There you go. Tyler's going to do a video.
Or I'll just come do a solo podcast by myself.
There you go. All right. Well, Shell, where can they find us? They want to get in touch.
If you'd like to connect with Malcolm, it's HowToBBQRight on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and of course YouTube. If you'd like to connect with me, it's Miss Southern Shell on Instagram and TikTok.
All right. Well, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us here today at HowToBBQRight, and we will be back next week.
Yes.
To do it again. We'll see y'all then. We gone.